Good afternoon, or good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I'd like to call to order the Board Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration. Our first item is the approval of the minutes of April 4th. Oh, thank you. April 4th, 2016. May I have a motion for approval?
We have,
Second?
we did it. I'll vote.
It's been all moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Thank you very much. Due to conflicts on the calendars of several of our presenters, we will be taking a number of items out of order. We're having simultaneous meetings. I will now call Robert Diaz, Vice President for Legal Affairs and Faculty and Staff Relations at the Borough of Manhattan Community College, to join us to present items 1C6, the appointment of a new Vice President.
Good evening.
Good evening.
President Perez is at our annual gala, so he sends his regrets. I was the chair of the search committee that did the search for the Vice President for Enrollment Management at BMCC. I'm pleased to introduce to you Diane Walliser. She has community college experience, having served as the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Services at Columbus State Community College. Prior to that, she served for 10 years as the Vice President for Marketing and Enrollment at Madison Area Technical College in Wisconsin. We conducted an extensive search. We're very pleased to be able to present her to you.
Thank you. I would like to call for the vote. All in favor of appointment of Diane Walliser
That's correct.
as Vice President for Enrollment Management, please say moving.
Aye.
It's been second.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Thank you, and congratulations and welcome to the City University of New York.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and work for a system that is so committed to quality education and the retention and success of students. So I really believe in that, and I just really am delighted to be part of the system, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us. And welcome. Will President Jennifer Rabb join us to present item 1B1, a naming opportunity at Hunter College? Is there a room still left at Hunter?
We're getting a new building. So
Oh, okay. You can start all over again.
Well, this is very exciting, actually, because it's a person, not a room, and the person is the chair of our music department, who happens to be one of the extraordinary stars. I think my friend Chase Robinson is here, who just asked her to be the executive officer at the Graduate Center in Composition. She's a rising star, and we were able to steal her away from the Purchase Conservatory, which I'm sure the chairman will appreciate. And it was very important when you recruit faculty of that caliber to have both the honor of a named chair as well as the resources that come with it. So for a number of years, we've been working with one of our alums who got her bachelor's degree with us in music in the 60s, and then went on to get her so 1960, and then went on to get her doctorate from Columbia in music history. Her name is Freda Lindemann, and she's been an incredible supporter of opera in the country. And through her work and a $10 million gift that was renewed to the Metropolitan Opera, they've created the Lindemann Young Artists, who many of the youngest and most bright opera stars in the country have been supported by her. So we've asked her to come back to help us to put together a music advisory board, which covers all the spectrums of jazz, classical, symphony, modern music, performance, and study. And as she's become more engaged, we asked and were able to receive a $2 million gift to name the chair of the music department. So this will allow us to support Dr. Suzanne Farron and whomever else may have that chair, both in their studies to support through salary, but also through their research for opportunities for students. And it's really proven to be an incredible recruiting tool already, and only more to come. So we're very honored to be able to ask the board to approve the naming of the music chair as the Freda Lindemann Chair of the Music Department.
I'll move it.
And second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much and congratulations.
Thank you.
And now will you present your
Okay.
second item,
Wonderful.
1C7?
Well, because we have new buildings and new rooms, we thought we should definitely have a new vice president for development. And I'm very pleased to bring to the boards for your consideration and hopefully approval the appointment of the interim vice president of institutional advancement and development, John Wilk. John has so many wonderful things to commend him for this position. First of all, he is an extremely accomplished person in the fundraising field. He comes to us directly from the Guggenheim Museum, the Guggenheim Foundation, where 9 years he was deputy director and responsible for the museum's global corporate foundation and government fundraising, and oversaw over $125 million in funds being raised for the museum. Before the Guggenheim, he had a long tenure at MoMA and also worked in the field of healthcare. So he has an extremely accomplished experience within fundraising, both major gifts, but also in building institutional staffs, which is the biggest challenge, I think, for many of us at CUNY in finding, as Ginger most knows, the salary competition in this field is fierce, and to build a staff and to keep a staff is a challenge, and this is something that John is extremely well-versed in. He's also very well-versed in one of our major areas, which is the arts, which is something that we are focusing on at Hunter College at this time. But perhaps what is most compelling is that John is a true and deeply devoted New Yorker. He attended Bronx Science and then received his education at Columbia and at NYU, where he got his master's in fine arts. So he's a New Yorker through and through, and when he let slip in the interview that his mother went to Hunter, we hired him on the spot. So it is a great privilege, really, to have John choose to come to Hunter. He's been working as a consultant for the last month until we could move his appointment forward, and he's already begun to make a palpable difference in our institution. So I'm very pleased to introduce to the board and seek your approval for his appointment as interim vice president of institutional advancement.
I'll move it.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries, and congratulations. Is he with you
John's
today?
here, and I'd love him to be able to say a few words.
Well, welcome to the City of
Thank you very much. I want to
York.
thank the committee for its approval of my nomination to this position. I want to thank President Rabb for her consideration of me for this role. As she said, I'm a native New Yorker, and I'm very proud of it. I'm the product of the public school system, so I understand quite well the value of public education and how it can change lives. I also grew up hearing the value very intimately of a Hunter College degree. My mom often said to me it was the foundation of her successful career in business. So I'm very honored and grateful to have the opportunity to work for Hunter, to work with President Rabb, the faculty and the staff, to further its mission by meeting its fundraising goals.
Well, we're delighted to have you, and congratulations and welcome aboard.
I'm really grateful. Thank you.
The
Thank
second day, I should tell you, Trustee Bill, that when John started, I said, well, we have an event, just bring your mother. And he goes, you're serious? I said, sure. That way we can keep you at work longer and you take care of
The
mom.
newest major gift donor.
Fabulous.
Prospects.
That's
Thank
from
you
that,
so much.
thank you. Is Jeremy Travis here? Who is he?
Yeah, he just came in.
Okay, I will now call on President Jeremy Travis. Yes,
Just give us a minute to pull
find
out.
it, I will.
Okay,
It's item 1B2, you can pull it out.
okay, thank you. Hi.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Would you give us a minute? We're just pulling up your paperwork. You got it?
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Good
Madam
evening.
Chair, members of the committee, I'm delighted to appear before you again for a very happy occasion, which is to request your approval for a resolution to name our Children's Center at John Jay College after LaBrenda Garrett Nelson. LaBrenda Garrett Nelson is an alumna of John Jay, graduated in 1975. She went on to a distinguished career as a lawyer, as a tax lawyer, has an LLM from NYU, and served for a number of years on the Senate Finance Committee in Washington, and then went into an accounting practice. And she's now a member of our Board of Trustees. Ms. Garrett Nelson tells the story of being a student at John Jay in the early 70s as a single parent, and leaving her child with her mother so that she could attend college. And when we introduced her to our Children's Center, she said she would like to make a significant gift to support the children and the mothers who bring their children and fathers to our Children's Center. So it's in honor of her, many contributions to John Jay. She's very active in our pre-law institute and very active on our board and is co-chairing our campaign, but really in honor of her commitment to her child, when who's now a grown woman, and her determination to succeed at John Jay as a single mother, that we want to name the Children's Center after her.
Thank you. I will move that motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? The motion carries, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks.
Please note that items 1B3 has been struck from our agenda, so we will move on to the next item on our calendar. I will call on Professor Julie Lim, Director of the Law Library at CUNY School of Law, to present item 1B4. To join us.
Sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is my first time.
I take your
Welcome.
welcome.
Get closest to me, it's good for the hearing.
Pleasure.
I'm not gonna overstate it.
I think they have submitted the resolution, and I was just going to read the resolution. It's well
fine.
worded, okay? That the proposed amendments to the governance plan of the City University of New York School of Law be adopted effectively July 1st, 2016. The proposed amendments to Article 4 of the governance plan will augment the composition of the Administrative Screening Review Committee by increasing the membership from 3 to 5, providing at least one member to be a classified staff member. The amendment also would provide for 2-year appointments to this committee. This committee is responsible for reviewing proposed appointments, reappointments, titles, and salary recommendation for administrative positions. The committee is currently composed of faculty and administrative staff. The addition of a classified staff member would provide another valuable perspective. The amendment also provides for 2-year terms, which will ensure continuous work on being performed by the committee. These amendments were approved by the CUNY School of Law faculty on May 6th and then are recommended by the dean. And I'm a member of this committee, and I work on this governance plan too. So Michelle asked me to.
I'll move it.
Thank you.
May I have a second? It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Wasn't that bad, was it?
No, very nice. Thank you.
We're going to now move to the Chancellor's University report, and we'll come back to items 5, 6, and 7 when Provost Rabinowitz gets out of the other meeting. Will President Scott Evernbeck please introduce item 1C1, an appointment at Gutman Community College?
I'm honored to introduce someone who probably needs no introduction. Stuart Suss is a native New Yorker, did his undergraduate degree at City College and his graduate degrees at NYU. He joined the faculty in history, philosophy, and political science at Kingsborough in 1970. Had a very distinguished record there, including many years as provost when Kingsborough was named one of the top 4 community colleges in the country in the Aspen competition. He was interim president. Gutman Community College has learned a lot from him, from the work and learning communities and the stress on student success. So it's an honor to be able to introduce him as the recommended person to serve as interim provost of Gutman Community College.
Thank you. May I will move that a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, the motion carries. And can thank you for your continuous service to the
I flunked
college.
retirement. Very poorly at retirement. But,
We're glad you're back in the saddle.
and I'm glad to be back, and I'm very happy to be at Gutman, which is a very unique institution and has a lot of things to teach to the rest of the United States about community college education. It's a shining star in the United States. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I will now ask President Chase Robinson to introduce a new provost at the Graduate Center.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
So it is a great privilege for me to speak in favor of the resolution to approve the appointment of Dr. Joy Connolly as Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at the Graduate Center. A celebrated scholar and highly respected administrator, Joy is currently the Dean for the Humanities and Professor of Classics at New York University, where she is responsible for some 400 faculty and nearly 30 departments, programs, centers, and institutes. Along with overseeing faculty hiring, she's worked to foster initiatives across the humanities and beyond, including in urban studies, area studies, digital humanities, religion, faculty mentoring, and all manner of faculty collaborations. Joy's research focuses on Roman ideas about aesthetics, communication, and political action. She's the author of The State of Speech, The Life of Roman Republicanism, as well as Going on the Market, an annually updated handbook that helps graduate students and recent PhDs navigate doctoral programs and the job market. In addition to Joy's research, she has taught at multiple levels, from undergraduate courses on ancient political theory, Roman cultural identity, and interdisciplinary classes in NYU's core curriculum, to graduate seminars on Greek and Roman rhetoric, Latin pastoral poetry, and Roman republicanism. Before joining NYU in 2004, she taught at Stanford and the University of Washington. She earned her bachelor's degree from Princeton and her doctoral degree from the University of Pennsylvania. She is the recipient of many awards, accolades, and sponsored research, including major support from the Mellon Foundation. As committed to access, diversity, and our public mission, as she is to academic excellence, Joy will make an exemplary provost. I'm grateful for your support.
I'll move the appointment, and I'm delighted by it.
Thank you very much.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Congratulations and welcome uptown from NYU. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here, and I'd like to thank President Robinson and the members of the faculty and the search committee for welcoming me so warmly to CUNY. I've already attended the Graduate Center commencement last Friday, and it was a delight. I think the Graduate Center, to echo my predecessor in this row of eminent people coming forward today, I think the Graduate Center is an exemplary institution that has many lessons to teach universities around the country, especially at a time when we're tackling such significant challenges to graduate education and such a challenging atmosphere when it comes to the values of the humanities, the liberal arts, the social sciences, the theoretical sciences. We're here to defend them at the Graduate Center, and I look forward to the challenges.
Well, thank you.
Will you be able to do some teaching as well as serving as provost?
I certainly hope so. I don't plan to do so this coming year. I think I'll take a year to tackle the learning curve. But after that, I certainly hope so. I've been teaching CUNY graduate students in the consortium with NYU for a while.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I look forward to it.
Well, thank you.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. President Karen Gould. There you go. We'll present these two appointments at Brooklyn College, one C4 and one C5.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Trustee Beal, thank you. Very pleased to present to you Dean Ronald Jackson. That is his current title. He was hired in 2014, 2 years. And has been doing a wonderful job, but our Vice President for Student Affairs, Milga Morales, who has been our Vice President for many years, is retiring next week. And so I have had multiple conversations with Ron, seeing this coming, and have asked him to assume the role of interim vice president of student affairs and continue to be dean of students, essentially collapsing 2 ECP positions into one. I plan to announce that to the faculty loudly. And I have already run this by our incoming president. This will allow Ron the opportunity to shine in a new dimension. I think that Vice President Morales has trained him well, but also clearly Ron came to us very experienced, having served at a very large community college prior to his arrival. I've been thoroughly impressed. He is articulate. He has worked very closely with student clubs and has really been on the ground, and I think the students have a lot of respect for him. So I believe that he will be an excellent interim vice president.
I'll move the appointment.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. And congratulations and on your new revised and enlarged portfolio.
Thanks so much. I just want to thank President Gould for her confidence, as well as outgoing Vice President Milgram Morales for their confidence in keeping the boat afloat, and I look forward to working with the new president to hopefully move the boat forward.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron.
And you will have 1C5.
Yes. Yes, the second appointment is Ms. Lillian O'Reilly, attorney. Lillian has been working at Brooklyn College for over 15 years, is that correct, Lillian? In many capacities. When I joined Brooklyn College in 2009, she had been in continuing education and as a director, and we were downsizing continuing education at the time. So I ran a national search, hired a new vice president for enrollment management, which we sorely needed, Stephen Joyner, and he immediately said to me, I want Lillian in my shop as my number 2 person. She's very experienced and knowledgeable and a real worker, rolls her sleeves up. Lillian has been remarkable. When Stephen Joyner announced to me last spring that a year ago spring, that he was taking a big job in Florida after doing a remarkable job for us at Brooklyn College, he said, don't worry, Karen, I have guided and mentored Lillian. She knows it all. She's going to be wonderful. I confess that I was a little nervous because Stephen Joyner was the consummate professional, but he was absolutely right and then some. In 1 year's time, Lillian O'Reilly has done the impossible. She has won over not only all of the senior leadership team, but every single one of the faculty I have encountered, including the PSC leadership team. That is impossible. But and in fact, they came to me and said, I hope we're keeping Lillian. I said, not to worry. She truly is a remarkable professional. She knows CUNY well. She knows Bay Ridge really well, so we're recruiting heavily from Bay Ridge now, which is terrific. And I will say this, she is, like our students, dedicated to getting it done. The faculty call her the fixer. Whenever there's a problem, they call her up and say, you need to fix this, and Lillian says, I'll find a way. So I don't have enough accolades to give you about Lillian, but she is truly a great find. And I have also run this by the incoming president, Anderson, and she's very comfortable with this decision.
I'd like to move it.
Moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Congratulations and thank you for your continued service to the university.
I am absolutely thrilled to take on this very, very exciting role, and I am just so grateful to President Gould, and I look forward to helping Brooklyn College continue to carry out its mission and to continue to work for the City University of New York. Thank you so, so much.
Well, thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you in the future. And finally, we have another new provost, this one at Hostos Community College. Will President David Gomez please introduce item 1C3.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to present Dr. Christine Mangino as a candidate for Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. Dr. Mangino is an educator with an extensive record as a classroom teacher, faculty member, researcher, and administrator spanning more than 2 decades. In the role of Chief Academic Officer, I believe it's critically important to have a person that is truly the first among equals, and in Dr. Mangino, we certainly have that. We have been privileged to have Dr. Mangino as a member of our academic community since 2004. In that time, she served as a faculty member, program director, department chair, dean, and interim provost. She has acquitted herself extraordinarily well in all of those roles, and after an extensive search, I would recommend her as the next provost for Eugenio Maria de Hostos Community College.
I'd like to make the motion, move the appointment.
Second. It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstention, the motion carries. And again, welcome and for your continued service to the university. And if you would love, we'd love to have your address.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your support. I fell in love with the college 12 years ago when I first walked in for an interview with the staff, the students, the faculty, and I'm very excited to continue the work that we've been doing and to see what potential, future endeavors we can do together.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I will ask Vice Chancellor Waters for her report, and then we'll go back, and hopefully there'll be Provost Rabinowitz will be here by then.
They're not ready. Thank you, Madam Chair. I thought I would take this opportunity to just give a quick snapshot of where we are with with our diversity numbers. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to make sure everybody knows Dean Arlene Torres, who's our new Dean for Recruitment and Diversity. Let me begin by talking about the instructional staff, and I think it's important that I just clarify what classes of employees actually fall into the instructional staff. While it sounds like it's all the faculty, it is all the faculty, but it also includes the members of the executive compensation plan, our higher education officers, college lab techs, research assistants, and research associates. You will see on the first graph that our percentages of male and females, we actually have more females than we have males in the instructional staff. And I think it's also important to note that the total number has increased since 2013 by 720 people. The second pie chart shows the breakdown by ethnicity. I point out to you that Italian Americans are an affirmative action group for this university, and so we do report them separately. For this purpose, we have combined Hispanics. We normally report Puerto Ricans separately. In this case, for this purpose, we have just collapsed the group. Total minorities on the instructional staff, 44.1%. The number has increased by 516 people since 2013. I want to drill down a little bit on the instructional staff and just focus for a minute on the faculty, which is the next set of pie charts. Again, our ratio of males and females is pretty even, 51.6% male, 48.4% female on the faculty. By the way, I thought it would be important to note that nationally, the numbers of females, the percentage of female faculty is 39.9%. So once again, CUNY is ahead of the curve. If you look at the breakdown by minority group, again, nationally, minorities represent 19.9% of full-time faculty, whereas here at CUNY, they are about a third, 33.9%. Again, Italian Americans are reported separately at 5.1%. The Asian number is at 12.6%, which is a significant increase. We are doing quite well in recruiting Asian Americans to join our faculty. American Indians and Alaskan Natives are a very small percentage here in New York. Our percentage of black faculty members is 12.3%, which of the minority groups is clearly the highest percentage. That represents 929 individuals. And our Hispanics are 8.8%, 668 individuals, again, including Puerto Ricans. The next slide also, yeah.
Full-time instructional is a component of the full-time faculty?
The faculty are a component of the full-time instructional. So the full-time instructional includes many more.
I see, I got it reversed.
That's fine. I know it's confusing, and that's why I wanted to make sure we understood who was in which group. On the last slide that I presented here, the executive compensation plan series, normally we don't break this out for you, but I think given the focus on the executives, particularly from some of our more vocal advocates and ethnic groups, I thought it was important for you to see what our executive percentages look like. So once again, we are very close between females and males, 47% females and males at 52.4%. Our total minorities, again, a little bit over a third, 36.3%, representing 194 individuals. Italian Americans are 10.3%, Asians 5.2%, American Indians, very small, 0.2%, blacks at 18.9%, and Hispanics, again, including the Puerto Ricans, at 12%. We are going to be focusing more on this over the summer. The campuses are in the process of reporting to Dean Torres on their strategies for increasing recruitment. But I think one of the other important points that we will be looking at is how we are retaining the individuals that we have recruited to the university, particularly in the minority group categories. We seem to be losing people, either because of other opportunities, specifically in the faculty, and we've got to focus a little bit more on keeping the individuals that we've recruited here and retaining them. So that's going to be one of the things that we focus on as we look at the progress reports that the campuses submit over the summer. So in the fall, we'll be able to report more on how those initiatives are working.
So, Vice Chancellor, when will the full breakdown be available?
I'm sorry?
For example, I was curious about the breakdown of gender by senior colleges versus community colleges. You know, here it's everybody all together.
Right.
When will the full data be available for inspection on the website?
It should be available. If it isn't there already, because the fall 15 data was being compiled, I believe the whole report is
Okay.
there already on the
All
website.
right, great, thank you.
Similarly, not only community versus, but by campus, it would be
Yes, everything
interesting
is there.
to see that and to see what the impact has been in terms of retaining and retention.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see as well.
Mhm.
All right. So I guess I'm going to have to read.
I'm sorry?
Hard copy,
You want a hard copy?
I guess I'm going to have to.
We
do
will definitely
the,
send you a hard copy.
please, thank you.
the distinguished professors.
Yes, so Ken
Rick,
Norris is
can
here.
can I vote for all the distinguished professors now and
We
leave
all are going to.
leave my vote? Because I have an appointment that,
I think we're going to have to move because we all do.
Okay.
And I trust that everyone has read the bios of the distinguished professors. And so with your indulgence, I'm going to move them. The first one is appointment of Scott Burnham as Distinguished Professor of Music at the Graduate Center. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second. It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Appointment of William Helsrich as Distinguished Professor of Sociology at the City College of New York. I'll move that one. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye, he's a
Opposed?
world-famous sociologist.
Yes, he is. Surprised he wasn't a DP before this.
Yeah.
What?
And finally, appointment of Ben Lerner as Distinguished Professor of English at Brooklyn College. I'll move that.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the motion carries.
Three very, very strong appointments.
Thank you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call this motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.